What's up, YouTube? Cut from N221 here, and welcome back to another COH2 online replay. We are in Season 5 still. I know we had that half an episode, I think it was last week. We had one was like 33.5, like when it's usually, that was a 17-minute episode. I try to get them over 20. That's what I like, and I like games that are not raffle stomps, but this is going to be a good game here. I'm playing as the OKW, going off with the 2 Storm Pioneer start. I'm going to be working very closely with my good ally, actually. His name is Soap, like Soap from Call of Duty. Boy, I would love, one of these days, I have all these great ideas to make videos, like topic discussion videos, like the state of Call of Duty, or something, or, next COH or something, what I think the next COH should incorporate. But I never, have the idea and then it just fades and I eventually don't do it. So there's a lot of ideas I should probably just make, but so I feel like, how many videos are there on YouTube about Call of Duty versus Battlefield? Like millions. So anyway, this is COH. We're not doing Call of Duty. It's not first-person shooter. There have been some calls for Battlefield 1. We will see about that. I'm quite enjoying that game. But back to this game here. So the Soviets here have taken over this building, which is a pretty dominant building. The thing is, though, is that we can use. He's on the other side of this, by the way. Anyway, I'm getting engaged by some British, and I'm like, "Oh, you want to go? Let's fight!" And my guys behind cover, just shooting these units to pieces. The British did get an MG in here, which is a problem. And so I can move up, but I will get pinned by the MG, so I have to kind of buy my time here. I know my opponent is. So I have a Kuppelwagen that just captured the back point here. Is going to go after the munitions. So he uses units in the house here. They're just trading gunfire with the Soviets there. Anyway, they're going to take the middle unopposed. We are winning the field on this side. I actually really enjoyed this team. I thought this was a good match. So I'm happy to bring it to you. I think it's like 37 minutes or something. So it's not going to be a super quick one. I have to keep my infantry. I'm going to start trying to move. I heard the glass break, and I was like, okay, there's definitely a machine gun in there. Not going to push forward, and they actually start shooting at me from here, which is really ridiculous. So, they're a little, we're in a little bit of trouble right now, because we have 2 OKW players. We do not have anything early on to take out the, MG positions and buildings. We're not a very good urban fighting force, so we do have the Volksgrenadiers with flame grenades. Those are quite expensive early on, but we do have both munitions right now. We're about to secure the second one, so. I wish my guys could actually see over this pipe. They can't actually shoot even though we can kind of see them. Well, I guess if you are... Yeah, I guess you can't really see. So I'm going to have to bring my units around and try to help out my ally. So one thing about this building is we do have three units that can shoot out of it. There's a wall right here that I'm going to use with my units. So I want to make sure I block the MG from being able to shoot me. So I'm just going to get behind the heavy cover here. He's going to manage to suppress one of my units, but he can't see us. So we're just going to push the unit completely out of this house here. So MG is still here. We're going to have to deal with this. 2 Kuppelwagens. So what my ally is going to do here is, I've never actually seen someone do this, but he's going to move over with 2 Kuppelwagens and just do a bunch of damage to this. To the Vickers. Now it seems like suicide, right? But he's going to back off, and I have 2 units to repair, and I can just keep repairing him. So he's going to do some cycle damage here, basically. And when we need a mortar, our opponents already have a mortar out, so the Soviets have gone with that. On this side, not a ton of fighting. Looks like my allies are in retreat over here. So I hear that mortar going off, and I'm like, please don't target the Kuppelwagens, because I could lose both my squads in a good hit. So thankfully our ally over here, Chen, he was Emilio Chen, is countering them. So I managed to repair this. We have these guys trying to sneak around here. Whenever you see Soviets like sneak around with these common engineers, you gotta know they're planting mines or demo charges. Anyway, I'm not paying attention, and my car gets kind of, yeah, the Brits kind of hop into the building here. They start flanking around and rushing, which is not good. So this is our big assault over here. We're gonna go right after the MGs. I'm gonna hop into the house here. Just look at me getting like literally shredded. So lose my car, whatever, no big loss. We're throwing, rifle grenades and flame grenades. He basically just wiped out both his MGs, which is critical. Fortunately, I really don't have any units right now. I've just set up my headquarters back here. I did get a nice support gun, so I can start targeting British positions here. But I need more infantry, and I know that, so I'm making a machine gun and a Volksgrenadier. And I'm gonna help try to, I have guys at the front line I can help repair, so I will try to get this guy here. I think I will. Soviets are going to continue to blob up. This is not I mean, it's not a good idea against machine guns, obviously. So as I'm repairing, the British are a little upset, so they're actually going to come try to take back their fuel. On the other side, it's not looking as good. Most of this match will be focused on my side because I played that side after all. So yeah, they're just they're waiting. They have a lot of infantry. So bad news is that Kurwagen got absolutely wrecked. The good news is it doesn't cost fuel. So they're taking a lot of casualties. I'm actually gonna have to, I decided to fall back here. I felt a little bad at that time, but I think I will. Nope, I'm not gonna capture that point. I'm gonna get these guys. I'm kind of regrouping my forces and healing up. I'm gonna get the field medics here and then set the rally point soon. So I do have Volksgrenadiers that can help out. I went with the commander I did. This is the Luftwaffe ground doctrine. This has been here since the very beginning. Great doctrine because you can use Fallschirmjägers, and I figure on more urban maps, Fallschirmjägers can get behind enemy lines, and we'll see when I start using those. They're actually quite useful. So I'm feeling pretty good. We have both fuels right now. This is really fueling us. So it's basically going to allow me to get a Panzer headquarters quite soon. And we have both VPs. We had two of the VPs right now. Well, now we do because I'm taking one and they're taking one of ours. So surprised this is not doing a lot of damage. You got to get closer with that. That guy's almost dead. So yeah, we're kind of setting up. I thought I heard glass breaking. It might have been my guys knocking glass out. I'm not quite sure, but I thought I heard an enemy machine gun over there. So I did not, so that's okay. We're gonna move up now. I know you are gonna say, "Command, you absolutely hate infantry support guns. Why do you have one?" Well, they had 2 machine guns, so I got one, just one, not 4 or 3 like some people said again. Oh, this is gonna be a good matchup. But that thing can rip this thing a new one. So yeah, the Wehrmacht are playing very their main focus should be on the fuel, and they have a lot of support. I don't really see a lot of infantry like grenadiers. So they're moving up. My goal is obviously I'm going to immediately target the flame troopers here who are not shooting at the men in the building, surprising, where they'd be much more effective. So I'm like, okay, conscripts, unupgraded, stand no chance. So the British, so when you place a headquarters down, you want to have it behind a wall, not in the middle of the open. Because now his little headquarters here is exposed. If we look at my headquarters, it is kind of behind a building, right? It's not in the middle of the open. This one is in the middle of the open, but it's kind of protected, so. But don't put it in the middle. So we're just going to keep shooting. He's throwing grenades and everything. I could upgrade if I wanted to with a combat package, but I need to keep these are my main ground troops here. So I want to make sure we're protected. The machine gun is going to get set up here. Yeah, I'm floating munitions this game. I guess recon flights would be helpful. I guess I could have used this looking back. So yeah, the Wehrmacht is losing, taking some losses there. It's funny, so we have 2 Wehrmachts and 2 OKW, and the 2 OKW players, you know, me and the other guy are doing pretty well. I guess you can take down the taskbar. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so I can get, whenever I need reinforcements, I can use my Fallschirmjägers. Anyway, that guy got another kill. I think we both have, so we each have 1, not a spam. I'm bringing my machine gun up. Now this is where my opponent's going to be smart. He's going to set up the these are running guys. He's going to set up the MG and suppress my units here, and then try to flank around. So this is actually very smart. The problem for him is that I try to get my MG set up here, my ally doesn't listen to me and move. So my own machine gun's going to start suppressing his units here. And when you're suppressed like that, and you're, you know, in close quarters with these guys, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And this was able to get killed. We both started targeting this with our infantry support guns, and the Kuwagen should... Oh, no, he's going to get away. And yeah, they're basically stuck at their base here, let's be honest. The problem is, on this side, our opponents are having great success. Well, I say that. I don't know why I retreated there. Could have wiped out that squad. The problem is they have an armored car here, so it's a lot of light vehicles. I wasn't actually watching this side of the battlefield. Oh, he's self-repairing. That's interesting. I'm going to get a Panther very shortly while this... AT should have been up there. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Is that a Bofors? Yeah. Looks like it. So that field is basically lost. It's a good thing we have secure our field. In fact, we've kind of narrowed our opponents so keep making charges against us here. If I known the combat would be taking place here 90% of the time, I would have built my headquarters here. But I was, you know, I didn't want to build it right next to the VP in case we lose the VP. I want to be somewhat secure, but now, I mean, we're being cautious to their headquarters. We don't want to lose them after all. So as you can see, it's just a massacre along the front line here. And my Fallschirmjägers can easily take down this British squad here, I think. Hop into the house here, just kind of cover my flank. Now, we've lost the VP and the fuel on that side, so I didn't realize this until later. This wasn't here when I come later, but we need to push on the center here. We're basically, I didn't even realize, but we're holding that side. We're pulling this side pretty easily. Do I have a Ford? Yeah, I do. So I'm just saving up for a Panther. Looks like my ally is going to do a little bit of damage to the center. See what they have. They really don't have anything. I mean, even on this side, all you really need is a tank or two. Oh, genius! So he baited him. So he baited that there. The flame half track is very good against emplacements, as it should be. That was a very good attack there. The problem is, ooh, this thing is right here. I should have backed up, not gone around in the circle. I guess he's going right. Oh, smart. Out to the smoke. Oh no. He uses very well, though. You need flamethrowers, you need grenades. That kind of staggering there.
The squad of pioneers has arrived.
Yeah. Well, we're handling our opponents pretty easy. Wow, look at that. These guys are just, oops. These guys are just shredding right there. Look at that. These units, just with all their Gevers, are absolutely shredding the U.S. infantry here. Look at that. Just lots of damage. I gotta revisit the Gewehr here because it's pretty good. Seems a lot better than the STGs. I remember I was worried about the STGs. What we used to have, honestly, we used to have these really annoying Panzerschreck blobs with these cheap units. So I like that they kind of made the change over to that. Okay, so let's look at this engagement here. I am not going to win this in... Well, I could maybe. I probably will not win this engagement. They can throw a grenade at me. So I see my squad is here. They have rifles. They're not going to be good at close range. So I'm going to toss an incendiary grenade here. So why am I pulling this out? This is going to tip it. So I toss my grenade right here. He tossed his grenade there. The flame was in a good spot, and I was able to win this engagement. Now, I had to retreat my unit, but I was able to win the engagement because of that flame grenade. So just keep that in mind. When you're in close combat like that. So I didn't really need a pause here, but I thought it was kind of important. Oh, I'd be careful. Oh, so close. He should be dead there. That's no health whatsoever. So as you guys here, check out my Panther rolling up with the Halloween skin still. We need a Thanksgiving, so I need some turkeys on the side here. Say the artist rifles. So what I see on my screen when I start to pay attention to this side, because I've been so focused on my side, is I see a bunch of anti-tank infantry. And this is our opponent, so they're tripling this side right now. Oh, that really hurt there. He lost a squad. Veterans he also. So I see the flame. I'm going to move in to the center and realize this is completely undefended here. We need it. Because I'm looking at the VP bleed, where even right now, they actually start winning here. Wow, that machine gun really held our ground. Heavily forward. This is a very important building. I kind of wish this was a factory. Well, I guess I'd give it too fair on advantage. They would give it too of an unfair advantage to this side of the north. So my Panther, for some reason, can't seem to kill this, so I'm going to ignore it for right now. Okay, now here's what happens. So they just fired a Katyusha barrage at me and killed my machine gun crew in here. So it's called the element of surprise. He thinks he's safe right here. He's like, okay, I got a machine gun, right? He doesn't realize this is a medium tank and can run through trees. So check this out. I'm going to push right through the trees here and go one shot. Bam. Done. So he just lost that. I didn't lose anything. I thought he might have an anti-tank grenade or something. Nope. I'm going to have to retreat this squad or they're going to die here to all these units. So I feel pretty good about that nice strike there. And then any kind of units that were trying to shift over, we did have units to help protect. So they're throwing a grenade right in front of them, actually. Basically one of my units. So just a blob, really. No real T-34s or anything. Spend his fuel on that. I don't know if they're... Is he hurting for fuel? Yeah, he's kind of hurting for fuel, and now it's his Katyusha, so... We're not really hurting for fuel. This guy's not. My guy's not, yeah. We're getting 44 fuel a minute, because we have some fuel caches down by this guy. Kinthrath. So our opponents are blobbing, and it's really not working out for them. We're able to counter their blob. And we even have the Obersodan with their special night vision. They look like paintball guns, but they're night vision STG-44s. And we have our FG-42s, one of the best weapons, close range in COH 2. Now they have called artillery down, and I immediately start panicking. I'm like, okay, this is an airstrike. But I see the flames, and I move my tank out. I say, okay, we're gonna at least take out this fuel cache here. And look at this. They have, whoa, that's a rocket right there. A Firefly with a rocket, so he has to be careful. He has got to be careful with this thing here. So they're trying to repair. We really have to start helping our allies, and I started seeing that. I said, you know, hey, we're winning on this side, you know, and you start shifting towards the center, putting more pressure, because our opponents do not realize that this is a very, you know, this bridge is very, very open. To get behind them, they have all their vehicles kind of facing this way. Not kind of, they just are. So these guys are, with their Gavers, the problem is these guys have Brens now, so that it's a little more even. You gotta pull back that squad. He does have a broom bar here. I don't really use it. Wow, look at these guys behind enemy lines. Whoa, grenade. So I push up, realizing, okay, that's actually a really cool T-34 skin. He bounces straight off of me. So I'm not too worried about that. I think some kind of... The mortar bounced off me also, so... I'm not too worried. These guys did pick up a... From my ally, they did pick up something. One of the Panzer Shreks, but that's not too big a deal. So keep in mind where they're backing up to. He's hanging out like right along here. So I can easily flank there, so... I now upgrade these guys to an AT. I figure I need some kind of AT in case something like a IS-2 comes up or something. I don't really see the Soviet... First of all, I don't see too many Soviet players. The conscript is just so heavily outclassed compared to any other infantry. You really don't see... I mean, you can see... His conscripts here have not done a good job. They are veterans. He has kept them somewhat alive, but they don't have a ton of kills. 7 kills and 5 kills. The Soviets are much better with penal troops. I like those units a lot better than... Oh, bummer. Barely missed the blob there. Keep in mind, there's a house here I can pop out units, so... I'm going to try to do a little bit of a flank along here. Unfortunately, these guys are right here. And I'm not going to shoot it all because I do have the free fire off. So I'm going to go right after this guy here. Get behind his lines. Figure they're not really to hurt me here. I'm going to shoot this guy's vet too. Almost dead. Once I get whacked there, I'm like, okay, we are out of here. So I'm going to take a shot here and retreat. And these guys are already firing. His rockets have missed there. And this just as my allies push up, so that is now dead. Looks like he... Oh, his T-34 tried to hit me in the rear, but my ally covered me there. I didn't realize that during the actual match. So Fallschirmjäger's also here to follow up our success. We have a Wolverine there. Their armor's basically getting destroyed. They do have a... Ah, yes. So the tanks are starting to win. We're starting to overwhelm them. This is a... For the name, land match, that's right. Haven't used one of those in a while. They do cost 40 fuel, so keep that in mind. It's going to lay any tanks he has. So I'm going to fall back. Now, as I'm doing this, the Soviets have just deep flanked around me, and that's honestly okay. I figure, you know, we'll be fine. So, I gotta say, these guys fully, you know, vet too with all their weapons. It makes it kind of scary, so I do have to fall back there. Now we do. They've been using the artillery flare quite well. I think that is. No, that's Soap who's using the artillery flare. That's honestly a great thing to use. Right, you got the elephant. I've not seen anyone pull out an elephant for a long time. And I remember I was saying how the conscripts suck. Well, this is why they can screw you over. Like, look, we're just... My men, like, didn't decide to shoot here. I didn't realize this. I wasn't paying attention. I thought we could beat the conscripts. And we couldn't. So they're going to die. But that's okay. Necessary sacrifices. I have another Panther coming on the field anyway, so... So I need to take back my victory point here from my opponents, and I'll tell you this, that these guys would definitely not. Oh, damn, I missed it. Okay, so what you didn't see... Oh, we can keep playing. What you didn't see is there was a demo charge right here, and as my ally rushed forward, his forces kind of like that, the guy set off his demo charge. So what do I see? I see these guys placing a demo charge down. So I'm not going to risk getting any of my units killed, so I'm just simply going to throw a grenade and blow it up. So I wish I was able to cover that. That was really devastating. So a grenade's going to go out right on literally the same spot so I'm placing that, and that should not be cleared. But yeah, so there's all these units were just dead right here with that explosion. Anyway, they're firing artillery from their base. So they have no fuel right now, and we do, and that's a big difference right here. And their infantry tactics are not working out too well. I'm telling you, this thing has 9 lives. The fact that it almost got killed twice. Mine got hit there. We are going to intercept this Wolverine. Keep in mind, it's a very light vehicle. It needs to start backing up right now, not give his rear armor to this guy here. It looks like they'll take enough damage that it should be fine. I got my money on the Panther any day. Then again, if it gets any kind of help, it will be in trouble. Oh, you sneaky son of a gun. He popped right out of it so it wouldn't target. So he died there. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my tanks here, because we can basically just keep holding this. It's not an issue. Oh yes, I did call a airborne assault to kind of clean up units here, but it's supposed to like suppress enemy units. We literally hopped right into a machine gun here, so I'm gonna fall back with this. I'm going right after the land mattress here. This has been hurting my allies, so I figure if I can take that out, that'll be very useful. So it's down to 2 minutes. It's a slow thing. If you can catch it, you're going to be in real trouble. And the broom bar just self-finished it off. So while they retreated back to base reinforcing, I'm going to attack, move, and make sure I destroy this object completely so they cannot reman it. So one more shot here. And the land match is completely dead here. Our opponents, I think none of them have quit yet. They're still fighting. It feels like an annihilation match, not really a victory point match, to be honest. We're basically at the edge of their base here. And we now have a King Tiger. They're sniping at it with their artillery. I wish that we had some kind of artillery we could call down. Now, I could get a Stuka, which I will try to get shortly. But these units they have here with the LMGs and Gevers, they shorted those units. I got damaged, and they're still hitting me with this artillery. I'm gonna start targeting these guys, kind of give a screen for my units here to make sure they can't actually kill my tank. And those units are gonna be forced back. The biggest thing stopping me from pushing in their base is with this machine gun here, and they're kind of protecting it with this. Now, with enough units, I could. I'm just a little. I don't need to, right? We have 3 victory points. We push them back to their base here. I haven't really been using it. It only has about 7 kills, so. Anyway, I'm looking pretty good. 60 fuel per minute right now. Our opponents have only 1 point, and that is this one. Out of everything on the map, they're basically pushed all the way back to their base. And my tank is going to try to attempt to destroy this trench, which it can't. That is just such. Look at the eyes. Like, that's such a cool pattern there. I looked up how to make a pattern. It didn't seem too hard to make it. It seems like it would take time. I tried to call the barrage airborne assault on my opponent's base. You can't do that. So they're just going to make another push. Lots of infantry coming up here, just going to get shredded by the Gevers. Yeah, just look at that. They even have the defensive bonus here. So they'll get they'll take reduced damage, which always helps you with a ton of units. And even the ATs are going to be pushed back, so. Yeah, they're calling artillery, but look how many panzers he has. Like, on the field, they have 2 one's a priest, and then one is a, I believe 2 panthers on this side. I hit the mine that was laid down earlier. Like I said, we can see what they can. Ooh, it's gotta be. The Stu can be very useful. Look at all those guys. This guy not have a hat on. There's his hat on. So we're moving in here. Oh, my allies are. I'm just kind of hanging out, running away from a blob, which is literally incoming. I managed to repair my engine just in time. Anyway, they keep pushing us back with these stupid double ATs. But like I said, that's fine. Just getting this unit shredded anyway. They popped their own little flare there. So our machine gun, just all it takes is one machine gun to destroy a blob here, so they're all going to get suppressed enough to fall back. They got to be careful that King Tiger can shred units. I popped out the Fallschirmjägers out of this house to help reinforce my front line here. Looks like they did destroy that infantry support gun, probably on purpose there, but they don't really have a whole lot. On this side we have the Luftwaffe coming in here to suppress. These guys are fighting like hell, I'll give it to them. And I don't think anyone quit either. Anyway, let's start talking about what allowed us to win the game. We decisively on our side pushed back the opponents to their base for most of the game. On the other side, the opponents left themselves vulnerable. If you get pushed off a side, you shift to the middle. Oh, we're just gonna wait a second here. We'll talk a little more about them when they surrender in a minute. I want to definitely talk a little more about tactics. Pushing right in the middle of the base there. Using the extra armor here, needs to blitz and get out. Hit and run tactics. I probably lost a unit somewhere along here, but look, I have 3 Bolshemakers going against conscripts. I think we have. It's throwing grenades down. Actually throwing multiple grenades down, just wiping out. I wiped out, wow, most of his. He only has 1 squad coming back from that.
Aufgepasst! The enemy is down to 25 points.
I think he got both his tanks there, actually. Is that a Valentine? We never see Valentines.
We only have 10 points left.
So yeah, they only have 10 points left.
Anti-tank infantry!
Yeah, so we started saying good game to our opponents. I mean, they fought to the end. I can commend them for that. Okay, let's talk about tactics. So we'll pull up our map here. So this goes for any kind of 4v4, 3v3 game. You usually battle for the fuel and the VP, no matter what kind of map it is, even if it's the steppes where you're down in the south with the VP and the fuel, right? Or in the north. If you get pushed off completely on this side like our opponents did, back to their base, here's what you do. You shift to the center. What this does is it covers your allies who are doing well on this side's flank. Their flank was not covered. They kept kind of going out here and attacking versus shifting over. And then the Panther was able to come in behind and flank the opponent just as our allies attacked, and they're able to start losing a lot of their vehicles. Now, another thing is, they lost both fuels. You're giving field the Axis players, you are going to lose probably because they're going to get a lot of tanks out. Panthers, Stoogs, Tiger, King Tiger, right? So don't give them both fuels, hold your own fuel, make armor, and try not to blob and rely too heavily on infantry. That's what the US player did. He had a ton of infantry, so the player had, I think, 1 T-34 out the whole game. You need to make more T-34s. You need to make T-34 or get some SUs. You got to have some kind of armor, because if you're trying to counter armor with conscripts, you are not going to win. Anyway, let's go to the kills and deaths here. Here they are. You can see our whole side here was positive by a decent margin, all of us, and our opponents were very negative. So just keep that in mind there. Actually, the second least amount of damage on my team there. I wasn't really fighting against tanks as much. And I hope you guys enjoyed this match. I'll see you in the next one. Codformat221 signing off.